Moving further to chapter 15, demands and recovery, section 73 deals with other than fraudulent cases, and section 74 deals with fraudulent cases. So determination of taxes not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or ITC wrongly availed or utilized for any reason other than fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of facts is dealt under section 73, and if it is on account of fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of facts, then that is being dealt by section 74. And there are some general provisions relating to determination of taxes, and section 76 deals with the tax collected but not paid to government. Section 77 deals with tax wrongfully collected and paid to government. Section 78 starts the recovery proceedings, initiation of recovery proceedings. So till section 77 determination of taxes will be done, and from 78 recovery proceedings will start. Section 79 talks about recovery of taxes, how it will be recovered, and section 80 talks about payment of taxes and other amount in installments if required. Section 81 talks about transfer of property to be void in certain cases. Section 82 deals with tax to be first charged on property. Section 83 says that the government will have the provisional attachment power to protect the revenue in certain cases, and section 84 deals with continuation and validation of certain recovery proceedings. So section 73 and 74 are important sections in the whole GST Act, only for the reason that it is being referred everywhere in this whole GST Act. Okay, section 73 deals with determination of taxes other than fraud cases, and section 74 deals with fraud cases. So determination of taxes not paid or short paid, erroneously refunded, or ITC wrongly availed or utilized for any reason other than fraud or other than willful misstatement or other than suppression of fact. A show cause notice will be issued for tax, interest and penalty, and notice will be issued at least 3 months prior to subsection 10. And if you see the subsection 10, the time limit is 3 years from the annual return due date. So the notice has to be issued within 2 years 9 months from the annual return due date, and they can serve a statement containing the details, and the service of statement in few cases it will be deemed to be notice if the grounds relied in the notice for other tax period are same for the statement also. If you pay tax and interest before service of notice, you can pay that and inform the proper officer, so there is no need to pay any penalty. Proper officer, after receipt of information, he should not serve the notice, and if he notices that there is any short payment, then to that extent he can issue a notice. That is about voluntary payment of taxes and interest. If a notice has been already issued and you are going to pay the taxes along with interest within 30 days from the issue of notice, then there is no penalty. If you don't pay the taxes along with interest within 30 days, then the proper officer will determine the taxes, interest and penalty equivalent to 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher, and they will pass the order. And this order has to be passed as discussed within 3 years from the annual return due date. And in case of any self-assessed taxes or any tax collected which has not been paid within 30 days from the due date, in that case the subsection 6 or 8 will not be applicable. So the penalty has to be paid irrespective of subsection 6 or 8. Section 74 deals with the determination of taxes by reason of fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of facts. Here again the show cause notice will be issued for taxes, interest and penalty which is equivalent to tax. This notice has to be issued at least 6 months prior to subsection 10, and subsection 10 says the proper officer shall issue order within 5 years from the annual return due date. So for passing the order it is 5 years from the annual return due date, and for issuing the notice it is 4 years 6 months from the annual return due date, because it says notice has to be issued within at least 6 months prior to the 5-year period from the annual return due date. And similarly you can also serve a statement containing the details as similar to section 73, and service of statement will be deemed to be notice as discussed in section 73. And before servicing of notice, if you want to pay the taxes interest, you have to pay also a penalty which is equivalent to 15% of tax, and you have to inform the proper officer. So in section 73 there was no penalty if you are paying before the service of notice, but if it is under section 74, you have to pay penalty which is equivalent to 15% of tax. Inform proper officer. Proper officer should not serve any notice, but if he detects that if there is any short payment which was made voluntarily, then in that case he can issue a notice for the balance amount. And so this, after this voluntary provisions, normally if the officer detects this, then he has to issue a notice, and you have to pay within 30 days along with interest. Then that time only penalty will be equivalent to 25% of taxes. Under section 73, if you pay within 30 days of notice, there is no penalty, but here you have to pay penalty which is equivalent to 25% of tax. And proper officer has to determine the tax, interest and penalty and issue order if you are not paying within 30 days of issue of notice. And this order has to be passed within 5 years from the annual return due date as discussed. Within 30 days of order, if you pay the taxes, interest, you have to pay penalty only to the tune of 50%, and the proceedings will be deemed to be concluded. If you delay further beyond 30 days of order, you have to pay full amount of penalty. So for section 73 and 74, all proceedings shall not include section 132 proceedings. If main person proceedings are concluded under section 73 or 74, then proceedings against all other persons under section 122, 125, 129 and 130 are deemed to be concluded. And suppression means non-declaration of facts or information. Moving on to section 75, general provisions relating to determination of taxes. If a notice or order is stayed by a court or tribunal, then we have to exclude such period while computing the 2 years, 9 months, 3 years period, or 4 years, 6 months, or 5 years period. And if notice under 74 is not sustainable, proper officer shall determine the taxes, deeming that the notice was issued under 73. If by chance, if they are not able to prove that you have done the fraud, etc., then it will be falling automatically under section 73, which is non-fraudulent cases. Direction from appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court for determining the taxes, then order has to be issued within 2 years from the direction. If there is any adverse decision against person, you have to always give opportunity of being heard. Proper officer can adjourn for sufficient causes, but adjournment cannot exceed more than 3 times. Proper officer in the order, he has to set the facts and basis for his decision, and the tax, interest and penalty in the order can never exceed the amount mentioned in the notice. Where appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court modifies the tax, then interest or penalty shall stand modified automatically, and interest will be payable even if it is not specified in the order. Adjudication proceedings will be deemed to be concluded if order is not issued within the time limit of 7310 or 7410, 3 years or 5 years. Appellate authority or appellate tribunal or high court decision is against the revenue, then the period between the date of decision by one forum to other forum has to be excluded. Notwithstanding section 73 or 74, if the tax as per return remains unpaid, the interest will be recovered as per section 79, and the money, even the taxes, the interest unpaid, then both the taxes and interest will be recovered as per section 79. Penalty imposed under section 73 or 74, then there is no penalty for the same under any other provision. Moving on to section 76, tax collected but not paid to government. So you are collecting the tax from the customer and you are not paying to the government, then irrespective of whether it is taxable or not, first pay those taxes. And if it is not paid, then show cause notice will be issued for tax, and penalty also will be demanded which is equivalent to tax. Proper officer, he will consider your representation. He will determine after your representation what is the tax due and you should pay that. In addition, interest is also payable from the date of collection till the date of final payment to the authorities. Opportunity of hearing will be given upon request. Officer has to pass the order within 1 year from the date of notice. But if you see the provision carefully, there is no time limit to issue the notice, which is not similar to section 73 and 74, because in section 73 for issuing the notice it is 2 years 9 months from the annual return due date, and under section 74 it is 4 years 6 months from the annual return due date. But here there is no time limit mentioned, because this is where you have collected the taxes and you're not paying to government, so the time limit is not clearly mentioned. But for passing the order it is 1 year from the date of notice, and period of stay has to be excluded in computing 1 year period. So this is similar to general provisions which we have discussed. You have to always exclude period of stay for computing the periods, and officer has to mention the facts and the basis of decision in the order. And if amount is paid under subsection 1 or subsection 3, then the same shall be adjusted against the tax payable, and if there is any surplus after adjustment, then that will be credited to consumer welfare fund, or it will be refunded in case he has borne the burden of the taxes. Person who has borne the burden of the taxes has to apply for refund. Section 78 deals with initiation of recovery proceedings. You have to pay the taxes within 3 months from the date of service of order, failing which recovery will be initiated, because in 3 months you have to decide whether you want to file the appeal or pay the taxes. After completing the 3 months, if you have not appealed, then recovery proceedings will start. Proper officer, in the interest of revenue, sometimes can prescribe the shorter period also. And section 79, recovery of taxes. Amount is payable by you, but you are not paying the taxes and you are not appealing, then proper officer will recover by one or more of the following modes. The first mode is they will deduct from any money owing to you. Okay, if something is payable to you, they can deduct it from that money. Second option is recover by detaining and selling goods of such person. They can detain your goods and sell your goods and recover the money. And third option is they can also issue a notice in writing to any other person. If you are my supplier and you are not paying taxes, then they can issue notice to me also, and they can ask whatever amount is payable to your supplier, you don't pay it to him, you can pay it to me, you can pay to the government. So every such person who is receiving such notice is bound to comply with that notice. If I don't comply and make the payment, then I will be deemed to be a defaulter. You are already a defaulter and I will also be a defaulter along with you. Proper officer may amend or revoke the notice if that guy is paying the taxes, the supplier is going and paying the taxes, then they may amend the notice or they may revoke the notice also if they are fully paying it. And any person like me who will comply with the notice, then it is deemed that the liability has been discharged to my supplier. So the liability to person in default is deemed to be discharged. He cannot dispute later that the amount outstanding to him is not paid. Payment of taxes and other amount in installment, section 80. On application, commissioner may extend the time or he may allow EMI for not exceeding 24 months. And if you default in one installment, then the whole outstanding will be payable and liable for recovery. Section 81, transfer of property to be void in certain cases. If an amount is due from a person and he deliberately transfers the property to defraud the government revenue, then such transfer shall be void. The transfer will be valid only if it is made for adequate consideration and in good faith that there is no pendency of any recovery proceedings, or if it takes a proper officer prior permission, then only the transfer will be valid. Section 82, tax to be first charged on property notwithstanding any other law, but save as otherwise provided in IBC 2016. So notwithstanding any other law, irrespective of any other law, but IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016 will be applicable here. If there is any clash between GST or Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, then IBC has to be followed. But if there is any clash between GST and any other law, then GST has to be followed. The amount payable by a taxable person shall be first charged on the property. So when the property is sold, you have to first discharge the liability of the government. Then only you can discharge liability of creditors, other people, etc. Section 83, provisional attachment to protect revenue in certain cases. When the proceedings are pending under section 62, 63, 64, 67, 73, 74, Commissioner can attach the property provisionally, or you can attach the bank account also, and the attachment will cease to have an effect after expiry of 1 year from the attachment. Section 84 deals with continuation and validation of certain recovery proceedings. Notice served, appeal is filed, and in the appeal dues are enhanced. Then Commissioner will serve, he has to serve another notice for enhanced dues. And if notice is served and you have filed the appeal, in the appeal the dues are reduced, then there is no need to serve any fresh notice, but intimation of reduction has to be done to the recovery officer, and the proceedings will continue as it is for the reduced amount only.